Hey guys, this is Daniel with Perspective. So let's talk Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang has been doing a lot of very interesting things recently, but there's something about him that has caught my interest and a lot of media. If you saw my last video on Andrew Yang, you'll see that he's this interesting guy. I've always seen him as the wild card of this primary, and he is not disappointing. So what is Andrew Yang doing that is putting him in front of all of his competition? Well, he's talking to online media. Let's break that down. Andrew Yang has gone on more online shows than I think everyone else combined. And what we mean by online shows, how am I doing this as a criteria? Let's get into that. So I'm talking about doing interviews where he is physically talking one-on-one to the host within the last year, not including mainstream media, with the exception of The Breakfast Club, if you consider that mainstream media, or The Daily Show, if you consider that mainstream media. So let's get into the numbers and do the math. In 10 video clips with Andrew Yang, he has accrued over 7.5 million views. It's quite a high number of views. It's a large percentage of the country seeing him in fields and circles that mainstream media simply doesn't touch. The largest of these was when he was on the Joe Rogan Experience, which actually brought up about 3.1 million views as of the taping of this show. And even one of the clips where he's talking about college reached 1.4 million people. So in the big scheme of things, how does this compare? Well, let's talk Bernie Sanders. Same criteria, last year, sit down talking with people either in person over Skype or whatever they use. Bernie Sanders' biggest video was Who is America, which of course was Sacha Baron Cohen's lovely Showtime piece, which if you haven't seen that, go check that out. And the biggest event where Bernie's sitting down or talking for a long period of time was Fox News' Town Hall, which was amazing. You should go see that, where he brought in on YouTube 1.3 million views. Andrew Yang has been on a number of shows. He was on the Joe Rogan Experience, Ben Shapiro Show, TYT, Dave Pakman, a whole lot of places. In fact, let's check those clips out.
Welcome. Thank you.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Sam Harris sends his regards.
Yeah, Sam's a beautiful man.
He is. I love that guy. And he's one of the reasons why you're here. So universal basic income, this is what this is all about.
On top of whatever is being paid, we're already paying tens of thousands of dollars per household in poverty in the United States in welfare.
Yes. So my plan, the Freedom Dividend, would be opt-in. But if you opt in, then you will forego benefits from the existing programs. We raised almost $600K last month, which is more than just about every major candidate except for Bernie. And no one's heard of me. So you got to ask, how the heck did that happen? I'm talking sense, and like you said, well, I mean, now thanks to you all, like some more people have heard of me, which I'm very happy for. Artificial intelligence is around the corner.
Oh my God, artificial intelligence, robots? That's your thing?
Yes.
Dude, you are making it so hard to blindly vote on identity politics right now.
We're getting and so if you want to help me you, then like vote me into office.
Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, now, so last time when we had you on, fewer people knew about you. So when I said, let me know what you want me to talk to Andrew about, there were questions, but there were fewer questions. Now that your platform is much more well-known, the questions have just been pouring in.
You also happen to be running for the presidency of the United States in 2020, and that is an extraordinarily novel thing to be doing. Before we get into UBI, how is it that you come to be running for the presidency, and how does one even think about making that decision? Because I think it must seem like an incredibly quixotic thing to attempt, even if someone already has a huge national platform, which I suspect you don't yet. Give us your background. And
My wife jokes that by the end of the campaign, my icon's gonna be like giant hands going like this, being like, today's a man wants to give you all money.
You are Drake's God's Plan video. You're saying one of our stereotypes is gonna help save this country.
Yes, very much.
Where does that money come from?
Yeah, so the big trap we're in right now is that the winners from all this new technological innovation like artificial intelligence and autonomous cars and trucks and robotics are going to be the biggest tech companies, your Amazon, Google, Facebook, Uber. And right now those companies are excellent at not paying a lot of taxes through the economy. So when I saw all of these problems, imagine being an entrepreneur who's created thousands of jobs and realizing that you are pouring water into a bathtub that has a giant hole in the bottom. And that's when I realized I needed to run for president in order to activate energy around real solutions to the problems that got Donald Trump elected in the first place.
So, Andrew, I take it you're going to run as a Democrat.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And so what's your answer for how we replace those jobs, or what we do about the fact that those jobs are gone and a lot more will be gone soon?
Now, it makes sense that Andrew Yang is doing as well as he is. He is the only guy that is actively taking advantage of the brand new media market that's online. He is going to places that have huge audiences, high amounts of subscribers, and talking to people in sit-down forums. He's not afraid to go on places that are considered uncouth or however you see it, because he's trying to reach everyone he can, like any candidate should. So if he goes on Ben Shapiro and talks to Ben Shapiro with an hour, I have a huge amount of issues with Ben Shapiro, but if I'm a candidate, I can talk to Ben Shapiro and get some people to like me out of it. That's good. And this goes to the point where he's getting all this critique, and you'll see a lot of mainstream critics of Andrew Yang where they call him out for getting on with Ben Shapiro and having alt-right support. And it's very interesting because if I'm understanding how politics works correctly, you want to get the biggest base of people to support you. And I think it's positive if people who the media considers alt-right or who are alt-right decide that the son of an immigrant, not just any immigrant, not a white immigrant, an Asian immigrant, is someone that they're going to vote for. That seems like a positive impact on people that would otherwise vote for Donald Trump. So Andrew Yang obviously has its UBI, everything in terms of policy, but we're not here for that. My point with this video is Andrew Yang is taking a path that I'm frankly surprised that he's really the only one on that path.
In my life, a personal hashtag, like Cool Chris or Chris Mentum. Actually, neither of those are cool at all. I know. If you have been on the political internet in the past year or so, you've almost certainly come across the name Andrew Yang because, well, he and his legion of online fans are everywhere, pushing his 2020 candidacy for the Democratic presidential nomination. How? Why? And does anyone in the offline world know or care about Yang and his candidacy?
Now, I don't want to give mainstream media too much credit for finally discovering this guy after he was discovered by many people, similar to how Columbus discovers the New World, even though, many millions of people are living there. But let's not kid ourselves. Here's the top 10 list of Andrew Yang today by the same guy with the bad background that we just showed in that video. And here is what that same guy thought the top 10 were going to be 11 months ago.
All I can think about. You guys have a piece out that's getting a ton of buzz and a ton of attention, ranking the top 10 potential contenders for 2020. You've got Joe Biden at the top, Saliza. Walk me through why that's an exciting pick for the party.
Well, I don't know that it's an exciting pick for the party.
Yeah, mainstream media, remember, they don't have to get it right. They just got to keep getting ratings. So, whatever. The point we want to get with this is Andrew Yang is trailblazing. He is going down a path of talking to new media, and it's working for him. It is working so well. This is what we would hope a wild card to do, to break ground, to do new things, to talk to people in the new ways, to communicate in ways that haven't been done before. And Yang is doing just that and more by sitting down on all these different shows. And I really wish everyone else took his lead and sat down. Look, we need new media to have not just power, which will give it ability to fight mainstream media better, but to have a relevance in political discourse that it just doesn't have now. Candidates go on television, and that's where they stay. It's an issue I have with Bernie Sanders that I've brought up in this election and previous election. And Andrew Yang is trailblazing. So I want to say to Andrew Yang and his campaign, way to be innovative. This is exactly what we need, and we need more people to take your lead. This is Daniel with Perspective. See you guys. Hey, did you like that video? Give us a sub. Hit the bell for notification. You know how YouTube is. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course, go to hardlensmedia.com. We'll see you next video.